I am a publisher, writer, editor, daughter, sister, auntie, dog mom, and many other things, including currently a cancer patient. But I am not a doctor or medical professional of any sort. What you are about to watch is an episode of my journey through cancer. I'm sharing my adventure with you in hopes that you'll find something here that's comforting and maybe even inspiring. This video is not intended to provide any sort of diagnosis or treatment plan. Please go talk with your doctor for professional medical advice. Day 21 of the cancer journey. And I have to say that during this whole time, I haven't once indulged in self-pity. I haven't said, why me? Because why not me? Nobody's exempt from sickness, illness. We're all going to die. Some much younger, some much older than I am. So it hasn't really occurred to me to indulge in this thought that I'm somehow exceptional. But 4 days ago, I did something awful to my back. It is either the result of being very impatient and not waiting for staff at the nursing home where my mother is now residing to come in and help me move the furniture in her room. And so I moved her bed and the bookcase and this big heavy bureau across the room and put it where it was supposed to be by myself, which was a stupid thing to do. And that's just part of my whole impatient personality. And I won't do it again. And part of it, I think, is because I'm stressed. I have cancer. Somebody told me I have cancer. Doctors confirmed it. We're starting treatment. I'm getting my port on Tuesday. I'm having a PET scan on Wednesday. I'm going to be having chemo and radiation, and all of it scares me. I know that I'm going to be sick. I'm not going to feel good. I'm not going to be good company. I'm not going to want to eat. I'm not going to want to cook. I'm not going to be able to do the things I want to do. And I don't know what the outcome is going to be. So all of it is very, very stressful. So part of my back problem could just be that I'm very tense. But this morning, when I turned over in my bed, when I woke up, because I did sleep last night, which is unusual in and of itself, the pain was so intense that I almost cried, and I'm not a crier. And it had been that way for about a day and a half prior to waking up, and I got so pissed off at the universe. I just said, I can handle cancer. I can handle my mother adjusting to a new life. I can handle being stressed with my business. I can handle all that, but I can't do it if you're going to put the back pain on top of it. Can't do it. I was so fucking pissed off at God, at the universe. And at that moment, in either incredibly coincidental timing or mystical timing, I heard my back go and something fell back into place. And I felt really good. I stretched, I kind of tested it out. I thought, oh my goodness. maybe it's better. I mean, it wasn't completely better. My muscles were still tender, but it felt so much better. I could get up, I could stand without making old lady noises. I could bend over and pick my shoes up. I could walk out and make coffee without groaning. It was great for about 3 hours. And then it again started to tense up and be incredibly painful. I did go to dinner with friends because that I thought would help me if it was caused by stress. And it was about a half an hour drive to get there, and I put Bruce Springsteen on the music in the car, and I just rocked out and I screamed Thunder Road and Born to Run and the whole way to my destination, and that actually made me feel better. It made me feel better to sing and to have that music that I love blaring in the car. But tonight, the pain is again incredibly intense. And if I'm going to handle everything that lies ahead of me with some sort of grace, I need to deal with the pain. So I have I submitted a request for an appointment to a chiropractor that's been recommended to me, and considering the whole schedule this week, Tuesday, as I said, Tuesday the port installation, Wednesday the PET scan, and Thursday packing and leaving for what I hope is a wonderful and, I'm sorry, well-earned vacation. I have to see this chiropractor tomorrow. I hope. I mean, I'll squeeze it in whenever I can, but I'm hoping that I can see the chiropractor tomorrow because I need to get rid of this pain. And I think that's going to be a hard thing about cancer, because it just feels like it's the biggest thing on your plate, and it ought to be the only thing on your plate. I mean, yes, there are projects I want to work on, business things, personal projects. I want to make my mother's Afghan. I want to do some pleasure reading. There are a lot of things on my list, but this is pain that needs not be on top of trying to handle this big, enormous mess that is cancer that's sitting on my plate. Having cancer is so overwhelming. The need to take care of yourself and the other needs that go along with everyday living, the other things that crop up, that in your daily life, when you're not facing what is essentially a life and death situation, you take in your stride. And I think it's hard to remember that you still have to deal with the everyday things. You still have to, they will still come to you. And you still have to step back and breathe and deal with them with grace and not get pissed off. Although, being pissed off is a valid way to feel. I'm not saying that. Feeling sad, as a dear friend reminded me today, is not a bad way to feel. Feeling like a warrior is not a bad way to feel. All these things are part and parcel. But if we as cancer patients can take care of ourselves so that the burdens are not overwhelming, the additional burdens to having cancer are not overwhelming, that's the best place to be. That's the best way to go into the fight. And that's the best way to keep from being pissed off at God. So I hope the chiropractor can see me tomorrow. And I hope I can come to you with a more cheerful attitude. Because right now I don't feel very cheerful. I'm trying. But sometimes you just gotta be pissed. If you liked this video or found it helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell.